This past month, Retail Touchpoints, arguably one of the best aggregators of retail knowledge and executive retail knowledge in particular, asked me and a number of other retail analysts what our predictions were for 2011. And I'd like to share my answers with you as I did with them. And you can see them both in print as well as watching this video. The first question they asked me was, moving into 2011, what are the essentials for an enhanced store operations checklist? Well, my answer was pretty simple. In 2 words, consistency and simplicity. I believe these are the holy grail of the customer experience, insofar as the customer has to experience the same level of service every time and in every way that they interact with a company. Whether it's through their online store or their brick and mortar store, whether they're buying something or returning something, whether they're asking a question or complaining about something, whether being served by John or Dana. This used to be called, by the way, moments of truth, where the service promise was either realized or proved a false promise. Great stores find a way to make sure that the experience is consistent. This, by the way, requires a store ops checklist that is simple to understand and execute. Complexity is the enemy of customer service, yet thousands of companies continue to try to make this simple complex. If your team did not have input into your checklist and cannot express it in less than 30 seconds, odds are you're not going to be very successful in delivering a great customer experience. The second question they posed was this: consumers demand a seamless experience across all channels as technologies and tools enable shoppers to become smarter in and out of the store. What are some of the must-have strategies to best serve the customer in 2011? And I answered this one. Customers do not demand as much as wish for a seamless experience across all channels. Great stores, by the way, are not afraid to give the power to the customer. Power to do their own research, both online as well as in the store. Power to comparison shop. Power to learn what other customers think about a product. And even power to self-select and check out if they choose to. I believe that a great store is always set up for total self-service, and then layer personal service on top for those customers in times when it's needed. One of the companies that I really admire for this ability is Best Buy. They are well down the road to fully empowering the consumer, and other retailers would be well advised to study their approach and see what they can learn from them. The third question they asked: localization has been a hot topic of conversation in the last year. Do you anticipate more retailers to re-examine merchandise and assortment strategies to better serve customers in 2011? Again, my answer. There's an old saying that all politics is local, and I think this somewhat applies to retail as well. Companies like Walmart have been at the forefront of geographically localized assortments, and even Nordstrom's for years has given its stores the ability to buy and build local assortments. In most categories, assortments are still almost 90% applicable across the entire country. But the remaining 10% can be crucial for a retailer's success. This is both a technology issue, how to do it, as well as a philosophical issue. Will we do it? The fourth question: over the last couple of years, there have been a great deal of lessons learned with regards to inventory management. How do you advise retailers to critically analyze universal inventory issues, for example, overstocked and out of stocks, to improve store performance in 2011? My answer? It's still amazing to me that after all these years, how many retailers I visit are out of stock on core merchandise. If you really want to understand a retailer's inventory problems, look to their markdown areas. If you consistently see the same colors, sizes, vendors in the markdown area, you know that they're not learning from their mistakes. Despite the number of price optimization programs that have been sold, I have not seen many delivering on the promise of optimizing inventory. You have to begin and end with the reality that all inventory is evil. and treat it accordingly. The fifth question they posed: what are some of the customer-facing technologies that you would advise retailers to increase investment in through the coming year? My answer: mobile, mobile, mobile. Customers are now carrying more power in their phones than they had on their desktop 10 years ago. They want to use that power to make their lives easier, and retailers who figure that out are going to be way ahead of the pack. So smart money is being used to enable phone applications for information, couponing, reviewing, and even self-checkout in the store. Mobile devices for staff, however, are a double-edged sword, as you would love to give your staff the same ability as your customers to access information, while at the same time making sure that they're not abusing the communication capabilities of the device. For example, texting friends all day while they're at work. And the final question they posed: what selling strategies would you point to as likely to emerge in the coming year? Are there any retailers that you would spotlight? And my final answer: in this universal race to the bottom on price and only price, if we're going to stop this race to the bottom, we will have to do it by adding genuine value to the transaction. This value can be delivered by retailers who use technology to give the customer a fantastic experience that includes smart suggestion selling techniques that deliver complete solutions to the customer. Complete solutions are not subject to price comparisons, as they're made up of multiple products and often combined with services. Technology has to deliver on something beyond just making it easy for consumers to beat us up on price. Those are my answers, and I hope you enjoyed them. Thank you.